I think this may be the most underrated lyric flow ever. Now,
Hello, everybody. My name's Rilla.
I'm EJ.
And what are we doing?
We're watching a video. Then you're going to watch our video.
I love it. We are going to be reacting to a song called Dance with the Devil by Immortal Technique. Eric has some facts to share with you first.
Well, first things first, I got to tell you guys, we both have heard this song before. We want to get that out of the way. We have never seen the music video, but we've heard the song. This song is very heavy. Very heavy. It tells a story of a young man.
Tells a story about a young man, and we are both not young men.
No, we're not.
So, a little bit of background, though. It was written in 2001.
Yep.
It's a pop culture classic. He wrote the song as a message about how Latino and Black community treats women. States a lot of people think the song is about SA. Sexual assault.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's actually not.
It's not. Okay.
It is. He wrote it to send a message to the Latino Black community how they treat women.
Wow.
He said that in an interview on hiphopgoldenage.com.
Okay. So I noticed you written when you were 12, it changed your perspective on things in the world.
Yeah.
I'd like to know a little bit more about that.
Well, it's first things first, it taught me that the world is not all sunshine and rainbows. Being a 12-year-old kid, you don't know anything.
There's no Lucky Charms in the world.
And when I first heard the song, I was like, what the hell? And so I actually read the lyrics, listened to it 100 more times, and it's just like it shined a light for the first time in my life that the world is
a little bit darker than
not what I thought it was.
Okay.
Yeah. And it started making me pay attention to those things around me that I just didn't see before. And it was eye-opening.
Okay.
Yeah.
My eyes are open. Let's listen to Dance with the Devil by Immortal Technique. Let's take it away. That piano's lifelike.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation because he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for
I don't project my insecurities on other people. So this is much darker song than I thought originally. So is this talking about his life, like specifically, or is this like him looking at the world and seeing things?
I think it's both.
It's both?
Yeah.
A little bit of reflection of
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
Okay.
like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
Oh, there's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
Yeah.
This is dark, man.
So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers the crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can...
Wait, was that him?
No, I think these are like the
Just-
gang members telling him, like,
Okay.
anybody can sell drugs, anybody could do this. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Got it. So that's not him singing or
No,
rapping.
I don't
right?
think that was Immortal Technique. No,
Okay.
I don't think
'Cause
so.
this is the music video. I never know who.
Yeah,
is
so
the
far, I
actual-
don't think we've seen him.
Okay.
bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45.
Oh, that's spooky.
Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be God's angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
You know what I miss? I miss the boom bap era.
What do you mean?
Like boom, bap, boom. Those beats that are just simple.
Yeah.
And everything is like, you hear this beat, right? It's just like boom, boom, check, boom, 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 check. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays it's all the computers and synth and all this extra stuff. There's not a ton of this original,
Yeah.
beats back in the day. I
Yeah.
want them to bring that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking, and joking for entertainment until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on the way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her, walking through the projects. The darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid. Now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw rumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken, and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute. She was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
The song just keeps getting worse. Not the song, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I know what you mean.
It's really hard to react to, if I'm being honest, because there's nothing comedic about this at all.
No. Like, you don't even want to talk about it.
I know, but you have to talk about.
Yeah,
like,
you
this
do.
Unfortunately, this is real.
That was so him dancing. You know, he's like doing this. I just realized like he's like dancing with the devil. Yeah. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, why is he dancing?
Yeah.
And then I clicked. I'm
didn't
like,
think
oh,
about that.
fucking
He's dancing
duh.
with the devil.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I thought he was just showing that he was beating him up. But
yeah, well,
he
that
was
too. Yeah, but I mean, before that, because maybe he's
just
like
doing some lotus
yeah.
flower
Yeah,
dance.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he's doing a
Call
Tom
back.
York. Yeah.
I'm falling and I can't turn back.
It's true. You're too far gone.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. Right before he pulled the trigger and ended a life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers. Cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate. And he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared. But only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows. In every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
He's holding on barely.
You know, I think this may be the most underrated lyric flow ever. Now, I say that not underrated lyrics because they were like good, but like I don't know how to say this without people freaking
Lyrical
out.
genius.
The way that he wrote that song is like, holy shit! Like that ending when he's like you know, the devil may be standing amongst you at one of my shows and all that. Like that's insane. Also, I do want to say that he, Immortal Technique, was not actually there. Yeah. So he got asked us to the interview. Like, they're like, because you said like you should know because I was there.
Were you a part of this?
Yeah.
Thing?
Everyone's like, is that real? He's like, no.
Okay.
He's like, if that happened, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that, yeah. But.
Well, that doesn't make it any better. I mean, it's still.
It doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a heavy song, man. Imagine hearing this at 12 years old. Yeah. Well, no, 12 years old when I found this song.
Oh, you were 12 years old. Okay.
I don't know how old he was. Did it say his age in the beginning of the video?
He must have. Well, let me just check out the lyrics because we do have the lyrics right here.
Age 13.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still the same thing. Yeah.
Age of 13. His real
it's heavy,
name was
man.
William.
It's heavy.
So he was a hustler, and basically it just shines a light on what happens.
Yeah.
You know, if this kind of society, I don't want to get too political about things, but the way we live now, this is real. This happens way too often.
Yep.
And unfortunately, there's not a ton we can do. Like, I wish there was a way we'd be able to, you know, help a lot of these people that only have to grow up with this.
Yeah.
You know, we are very fortunate. We didn't have to deal with all this stuff. And it's just like, it puts your perspective, like you said.
Yeah.
You changed your perspective. I know the first time I heard this, I was like, same thing as you, was like lyrical genius. Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think.
Yeah.
And just listening to it again with the video, because I've never seen that.
Yeah.
That made it even worse.
I've never seen that either.
Because, like, you know, I'm like shaking a little bit because
I always thought too, like, knowing this song exists, I never thought to look up a music video because I was like, I'm not gonna watch that.
I don't want to.
Yeah, like, I don't want to know what's in that video.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that was a little bit more of a tough one, folks.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have some of those. We want to react to all kinds of music.
We do.
I respect all kind of music. So
yeah,
this was just one that was a little bit on the darker end. Thank you so much for being here. If you lasted this long.
Yeah. If you guys backed out, we understand. It's a heavy song. It's heavy. It's hard. It's hard to listen to.
Have you guys heard this song before? If you have, let us know in the comments. Also, just what do you think about this style of music? Do you like the classic boom bap that I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
You can find that all online if you don't understand what I'm talking about there. But I thought this was pretty great. Pretty eye-opening. A sad song, but it was much needed. And it was a nice conversation about things that is real, and we need to have those conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you guys so much for being here. Until the next one, yes, we heard you. There's going to be more Ren videos. Don't worry. We'll get there. Mic drop 101 50613 out. Bye.
responded because God wasn't there. And
Yeah.
right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold. And so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen.